Finally, we've been patient for a long time now, actually years we've been waiting for this trailer, but it is finally here. Venom, Let There Be Carnage. After going through times of making multiple videos saying, oh, the trailer's coming this week, the trailer's coming that week, it actually came this time, so let's go. And it was so good. It was beautiful. I mean, it didn't really show us or tell us much about this movie, but I'm just glad we've finally seen something from this movie. And even when the trailer was first starting, I was like, wow, we're actually seeing footage from this movie. It's kind of weird to say that now we've actually seen part of this movie. It's kind of going to be weird going forward, not having to say that we haven't seen anything from it. But anyways, guys, this trailer was amazing. I absolutely loved it. But we're going to go ahead and break it down, all the Easter eggs and clues you might have missed to find out what this Venom sequel is all about. So, we start off the trailer in Eddie's apartment. I love how it has this sign of rules, no eating people, because of course that was the thing Venom did in the first movie. He was always about eating people, but at the end they made a rule about only eat very, very bad people. So Eddie is going through a hard time here because, as Andy Serkis, the director of the movie, described, this movie takes place about a year and a half after the first movie. So he's getting used to life with Venom, and it's kind of weird because it is kind of like living with a child and having to deal with the annoyingness. And when the trailer first started off, Venom's voice I thought sounded a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it is the same voice. I was a little thrown off at first, but I'm pretty sure it's the same voice. But they're just living life together, seeing how things work out. And I love how Venom returns to this little convenience store here. And now, of course, Mrs. Chen knows about Venom. So when Eddie says, oh, like, hi, Mrs. Chen, Venom also says, oh, hey, how's it going? So that was pretty cool there. But also, Easter egg, as you can see, Venom is pointing to something, and that is a magazine there that looks like an image of Stan Lee. So, of course, unfortunately, Stan Lee cannot do his cameos in these movies anymore. But I do like these little Easter eggs that in a way he still does kind of have a cameo in these movies. So that's pretty cool. Then we get our introduction to Cletus Cassidy, the crazy, insane, sadistic psychopath murderer who will one day eventually become Carnage. And he's got some weird drawings in his cell there. This year, only in theaters, September 24th, 2021, as long as it doesn't get delayed again. But hopefully it won't. So, Eddie is going to visit Cletus in jail because apparently he and Cletus actually have some sort of relationship now. They've found similarities within each other with how they grew up and stuff like that. Of course, following up after the post-credit scene of the first Venom movie where they had their first meeting. So, apparently he trusts Eddie. And we get this great shot here of Venom. Looks like he's eating somebody, so that's got to be one of the really bad people to actually eat their head off. And then Eddie is just trying to figure out what is going on here. Again, he's trying to balance life dealing with Venom and work and all that stuff, so things are getting crazy in his life. Then we're introduced to Mulligan, who is going to be one of the police officers in this movie investigating Cletus Cassidy. And as you can see here in this headline on the newspaper, the hidden victims of Cletus Cassidy. So that's going to be kind of one of the big storylines here, is because Eddie is the only one that Cletus will talk to. So they're trying to figure out what happened to all of these hidden victims of Cletus Cassidy. All these people that Cletus killed, but they never found the bodies for. So they're trying to get Eddie to talk to Cletus to try and get some information on what happened to these bodies and where they are. But a little interesting note here, the Daily Bugle, of course, a huge Spider-Man reference, and we don't really know if this is in the MCU, if it's connected to that, because the Daily Bugle was just introduced in Spider-Man Far From Home, but I don't know. It's definitely connected to something Spider-Man. Who knows? It might even be the Amazing Spider-Man universe or something like that. We don't really know, but there is a Daily Bugle in this universe. Then we also have Ravencroft, which is this... It's kind of like Arkham Asylum for Batman, except for Spider-Man villains here. So this is a crazy, insane asylum in Marvel Comics. Home of Cletus Cassidy most of the time because he is just completely sadistic. And this is where he spends most of his time. And who knows, we may be getting some appearances from some other Marvel Spider-Man villains that was teased by Andy Serkis. So maybe not. This could be a connection to possibly Morbius or Vulture and Scorpion from the Spider-Man Homecoming post-credit scene. Who knows, but I'm definitely excited. But one of these prisoners we do see at this insane asylum is Naomi Harris's character of Shriek. I don't know the character's actual name, but that's her supervillain name of Shriek. And as you can see, she's a little crazy. She's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And then we get our first real good shot of Woody Harrelson, of Cletus Cassidy, and I love it. He looks so much better than he did in the post-credit scene from the first movie, where he had that big curly wig. The hair looks way better here. So, yeah, and he looks very, very sadistic. But it seems like he has been kind of sentenced to be executed, and he is going to be killed. So, but apparently something goes wrong, and Carnage makes his presence known. So I'm not sure if this means that Carnage has been in him the whole time, or if Carnage somehow got to him while it was his time at Ravencroft. I'm not completely sure what the story is there behind that, but clearly Carnage is coming out here, and there's going to be carnage. So yeah, he is all hooked up here, everything's going on, and he is basically transforming into Carnage, what seems like for the first time. Then we also have Shriek using her powers for one of the first time as well. You see that everything's flying all over the place, and she is shrieking. So that's pretty cool there. But then we get the best shot of the trailer, our first official look at Carnage in this movie, and it is kind of hard to see, but he looks so good. I love this because it looks like Carnage is supposed to look, because Carnage isn't supposed to be just Venom but red. He's supposed to be more skinnier and more slim and have all these different tendrils coming off of him. And that is exactly what you have here. You have all these pointy spikes and all that stuff, which really represents his sadistic side. So I really love that. And then after it flashes the logo, we get this cool scene here with Mrs. Chen again, where there's a joke about Venom having to eat her and all that stuff, and she's like, wait, what? So yeah, that was pretty funny. But then our final big shot of the trailer is Carnage once again just hanging and like almost levitating in a very godlike manner, which is just awesome to see. So I absolutely loved it. But anyways, guys, that was the trailer for Venom Let There Be Carnage. Again, I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. I love the way Carnage looks, and I just can't wait to find out more about this movie and how it possibly ties to the bigger universe of maybe the MCU or the Spider-Verse. Who knows? But I'm just so excited for this. I can't wait to see more from this. And yeah, so anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on this trailer in the comments below. Were there any other Easter eggs or clues you spotted here that I did not point out? So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.